So Rashab, in your experience, either personal or with people you're seeing at the company, how can internships really become that bridge?
Internships as a bridge to the career.
Yes.
That's probably the only way we hire entry level engineers in our team. Uh, at Tesla, especially, Tesla attracts some really exceptional talent from the best schools around the world. So, in our mind, we just feel like getting the people to come train with you, work with you, them assessing what you do and you assessing how they are, is the best way to find the best candidates. So, and I would personally say, like, the best way to get hired in your dream job is to start with as early as you can, working in the right place. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Hassan, same question.
Yes, so internship is one of the major sources of getting experts with very fresh and up-to-date knowledge to Tesla. So as it was just mentioned, it is the best way to develop your career. Even if you don't get a job after your internship, it is still giving you enough insight to know what is needed in the industry and how to adjust your path toward finding the right job for yourself. It tells you what you want and what you don't want to do in your career by the experience you have in your internship, and what are the fields that you have to focus more during your undergrad or postgraduate studies. And also, we learn a lot from our interns because they have a more up-to-date level of education as compared to, for example, someone who left the school 10 years ago. And we value our interns, and we already consider them as kind of real engineers. And
Yeah.
they what they say is taken into account, and we pay attention to them.
That's really helpful to know. We had a conversation in an earlier session about how often opening the door to younger voices helps everyone involved, and so not closing off to those opinions can help, I think, probably everyone. And then it's like this mutual understanding from each other. We have a question on the flip side in the chat. So, if not going down that internship path, what are some good options for still getting involved, not just specifically with Tesla, but within industry, perhaps manufacturing or automotive, without an internship? Rashab, would you like to field that first?
There are usual tracks, right? I think they just make it harder because now you have to like showing how well you can do in 6 months or 3 months is a lot easier than 6 hours of interviews, right? So you could try to assess what the specific team that you're targeting does, what skills they use and sort of care about. You really have to be persistent. You can't just go blind in an interview and succeed, right? Also, a company like Tesla gets a lot of resumes, and it's very hard to sort of stand out, right? So the best way again here is to find the right contacts within the company, find people who would vouch for you or at least would mentor you to get into a position and refer you. I think those are like sort of key takeaways here. In any company, any competitive company, you want to find individuals rather than just submitting your resume blind on a website. It's very hard to stand out in like thousands of resumes without having any context of why you are special. Yeah.
Excellent. Hassan, additions to that?
Right, exactly. It was very well said. So, if I want to add something to that, I would say, for sure, it is not the only way to get into the industry, and I am one of those who didn't do internship. But if you know what is your passion, what is your interest while you are still a student, you should put yourself in that stream and prepare yourself with these skills that you think will take you there, and start to make your network, get to know people, do volunteer jobs, and you need to show yourself um, as a capable person to the community. And nowadays technical communities are not very broad, are very specified, very detailed and to the point. So when people know each other in the community, even if you haven't done some previous work with that company, still experts of that field know each other and they can refer each other. And I would say making a professional network is a very effective way.
That's great. That's really helpful, especially because many people are in different spots. So I think that availability of different options gives our viewers some good insight into what it's actually like once you're, sometimes swimming in open water and trying to figure out what the best step is. A question in the chat is about, what's kind of like the coolest thing you've done at Tesla, or maybe what's something that opened your eyes when you first started, or a new technology was introduced and you just thought, wow, I am happy to be in this field. If you can give a little insight anecdote there. Rashab, you want to take that one first?
I mean, when I joined, Tesla was just starting with Model 3, right? First really high volume product at Tesla. And for me, like just getting into, as a mechanical engineer, like things that drive me are like shipping a product in volume, working on a technology that is like at pushing the limits of technology, and then also meaningful in some way or the other. And when I came to Tesla, worked on that vehicle as a design engineer, it was like exactly what I was hoping for. But then like I learned at Tesla that people wear all hats in a company as big as Tesla. I've seen that a lot of people do that in a startup, but doing that in a company as big as Tesla, where people just pitch in and help, even like design engineers going and supporting manufacturing engineers pitching into design. It's a lot of cross collaboration, working with different streams and actually acting like you're a part of that stream if the company needs you to. Was a really sort of exciting moment for me to find out that a big company can be so fluid and flexible as well.
That's really cool. I've heard similar things specifically about Tesla. Hassan, anything to add there from your experience?
Yeah, so just in agreement with what my friend said. When I joined Tesla, soon I learned that your job title doesn't determine what you're supposed to do or what you can do or what you are allowed to. So soon I learned that as soon as I'm in the field of reliability, so we are supposed to find problems in the lab before they happen in the field, and what we do is that we find what's wrong, and then we try to fix it, or to collaborate with the design team to fix it. And I found myself more effective than just a person who can say what's wrong. And I found it, the community, the people I work with, very open-minded to welcome newcomers with their ideas and with their maybe skills that was not available in this field before, in this group before. And I found myself very effective with ideas out of the box. We could fix some of those problems. And this is one of the very good things about Tesla. If you have idea, nobody stops you from implementing and expressing that idea. And you have by all means the support to help other teams wear different hats, act as the mechanical or material or engineer or data engineer at the same time. And it is one of the best thing I really like about Tesla, which helped me advance my career here in this company.
That's really good to hear. I think relatedly to that, you're talking about, your title does not dictate your actual day-to-day function, but how do you set those priorities? So we have a couple of questions in the chat with a similar theme about a company with that can be demanding and also very fast paced. So in that context of hustle and bustle and always wanting to do the next thing, how do you manage your priorities and your projects? So we'll start with Rashab on that. What guides you to manage all of those many different things that you want to do?
I mean, there are multiple questions here. One is, it is a demanding environment, but I think if the work is exciting, I would rather do more of it than sit idle at my desk, not doing enough. So I find it really refreshing going to work. You have to get used to leaving work, but without finishing everything you plan to do. Just if you are not comfortable
Right.
with that, you'll not be happy. The way to manage your work, I think one thing that I really sort of encourage people on my team as well as anyone to sort of learn is people have tasks list, right? They just maintain, I have to do this, do this, do this, and then they go through it. But no one spends the time on differentiating between urgent and important, right? Urgent is what you get day in and day out. This needs to be done today, this needs to be done by the end of the week, and people spend a lot of their time doing that. Important is what needs to be done long term. And if you don't keep taking steps towards it slowly, you will never be able to achieve that, right? So prioritizing urgent and important is the most important thing, but then you have to have a good balance throughout the day between urgent things and important things, and not lose the sort of long-term picture of what you are trying to build, learn, achieve, develop, or even like invent new technologies. Because if you just stick to urgent, you'll never get there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Asan, do you find that to be the case for you as well, or do you have anything to add in that context?
Yeah, definitely. Tesla has a demanding environment, and the workload is usually high. But the good thing about that is that nothing is routine and boring. So it is so I would say evolving and dynamic that I personally like it more than just doing a routine thing for months and years. And I would say the only way, or better to say, only those can handle this environment who have learned how to be efficient, how to do more with less support and with less available resources, and those who can do more things in less time by doing like automation and just being very tidy and organized. And on top of that, those who can handle stress.
Yeah.
So it is very important. It is not just technical skills. I would say personal life skills, how to handle stress, how to be calm under stress, how to make right decisions in stressful conditions. These are the key points that can help someone to grow in this environment. And
Excellent.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up here with another minute or so. So I think with that, I would ask you both to assert what the best quality, if you can pick one, in an intern would be. What are you looking for? We talked a lot about the conversation being open, so that we're learning mutually from one another. But what is it that you're looking specifically that our viewers can take back with them, so when they start this process, they can keep that in the back of their mind? Rashab, you want to field that one first?
Yeah, there are two things I would say, not just one. One is like just being good at physics. First principle physics is more important to an engineer than anything else. And that is what I used to value the most. But over time and time again, I've seen that is just one. The second is professionalism, right? Like taking ownership, willingness to learn, being humble, and realizing that there is just a way more to do and learn, and treating everything that you get, smallest to biggest tasks, with equal amount of respect, is something that is missing in between like exceptional interns and good interns. So I would say that professionalism and like being excited about learning is very important. One of our interns is actually joining here. I saw him on the chat, and he was one of those excellent interns.
Well, thank you. That's extremely well said. Asan, quickly, if you could give us your parting thoughts about what makes a fantastic intern.
Yeah, since I am already in the business, in the situation to hire a couple of interns, so I can say I would go for those who know more than one field. If you are a mechanical engineer and you know data analytics, this is something I pay attention. If you are a mechanical engineer and you know about materials or chemistry, I go with that person. Because in Tesla you have to do a lot of multidisciplinary tasks, and these are on top of what my friend just said. So I would say, don't limit yourself to one field. Put different tools in your toolbox from different
Right.
fields of different skills, and this definitely will help you grow your career.